Welcome to Potential Miners. Today we will be talking about relationships, basically on how to find the right partner for your relationship. So the first question that we will be tackling is how to choose the right partner for a relationship.
I think that the best way that you and I would find out who would be the right partner for you and I is that first things first, we need to check. I must ask you, before I consider you as a potential partner, what is your vision for your life, or what is your life's purpose? Because your life's purpose and your vision, it tells me of who you want to be and what it is that you will be spending the rest of your life pursuing. Now, when I know that your purpose is this and that, when I know that your vision is this that you want to achieve, when I do that, then I know what I'm signing up for. So finding out what is my partner's purpose, what is their vision, that will help you and I realize who is the best partner for you and I. And after that, looking at who are you as a person. Do I like who you have become, or do I want you to become someone you're not? The worst thing that most of us do when we get into a relationship is that we don't want the partner as they are. We want them to meet a certain expectation that we saw in society, or an expectation we saw in the movies. First things first, you check and discover what is their partner's purpose and what is their vision. Then who are they? Do I love them as they are currently, or am I in love with the expectation that I have got of them? So those are the things that will help you and I discover or choose the right partner.
Okay, well, speaking of expectations that one can have on the mate that they are considering, so then how can we make sure that, because I believe that there's no one who is perfect.
Yes.
Surely there will be some differences. So then, what kind of differences one can say? Okay, though I wanted this kind of a partner, but maybe there is 1, 2, 3 lacking. So then, can I still go on with the relationship? And
there are some things for people who are some of the things that are red flags, serious red flags. Like, let's say, for example, you find that, let's say, maybe you say that, for me personally, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who drinks alcohol or someone who takes drugs. If that's a red flag for you, that's something that you don't want. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's not their best or who's not themselves all the time. So that's a red flag that people can have as a criteria. But there are some things like communication styles that might be red flags because no one is perfect in a relationship. There are things that you and I need to learn to accept that, Magola does not know how to communicate perfectly like the guys I see in the movies or like the guys I see in social media. So those are some things that you and I can tolerate. So I think that these expectations that you and I have, or these habits, or these flaws, it's those things that we look for, because you don't want to be in a relationship with someone because you are in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. You are looking for someone you want to spend the rest of your life with. And checking those red flags, it's something important. So do have those things, but make sure that they are realistic things that you are looking into. Don't say that I'm looking for them to be an angel or to have this and that. That's impossible for you, or things that you don't even have yourself.
Okay. So you spoke about the one having vision and purpose. So now, how can we best avoid growing apart from each other when we are in that relationship?
That's why, when you've discovered the purpose that you have, and you have discovered the purpose that my partner has, because when two purposes or two different people are meeting or are in a relationship, when they check or when they compare or they sit down to check their visions, if your vision is different from mine or your purpose is different than mine, you'll find that we will have two different visions. And when you've got two different visions, that's what causes division. But when you check that my purpose is to do this and that, and you find that that very same purpose you've got, it's the same as I, then we can sit together, we can make compromises on the things that we want to achieve with our lives. So I think that it's those things. Make sure that as you are going to unite, make sure that immediately when we are dating, let us sit down, ask your partner, what is your vision for your life? What is your purpose? Where do you see yourself tomorrow? Because when you are looking into those things, you know that this is the path or this is the road that this relationship will take. After 5 or 6 years, this is where I have the potential to be. When you do that, then you won't be surprised many years later and say, now I no longer have my dreams, or I've given up everything for Mankol, or I've given up everything for Ebenezer. So those things are the things that help you and I to be in a relationship, enjoy each other, and at the same time fulfill the visions and the purposes that we have.
Huh. Okay, so they often say that it is impossible to fully know someone, like to really get to know someone who they truly are.
Yes.
So then, what happens if you get into a relationship? Then it goes maybe for 5 years. Then maybe on the 6th year, you find out that this is not really the person I was looking for.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. The issue is, even as much as you can never know a person fully, the same is true. You can never know, you'll never know me, but whatever information that you are getting from me, can you live with that information? The basic things, or that checklist that you have of the criteria that you are using to select a partner, look at that, because you'll never know a person. Because as I like what Frank Gallagher said. Frank Gallagher said that when he was making his vows, he said that, I promise to love you for who you are and who you will become. Even you and I, when we are getting into a relationship, choose a partner that you love for who they are and who they will become. Don't just expect a perfect thing or a perfect image to fall, maybe a perfect gift from heaven. That's not going to happen, and you'll never reach that point where you know a person fully. It's when we are communicating all the time, learning each other's weaknesses and accepting each other for who we are. I think that's what will make the relationship better, because we will always be growing together. I will be growing in the way I love you, and I will be growing in the way I love myself, and that will have the best relationship.
Okay, I hear you, Ebenezer. So, what could you say to those who are looking to hopefully find their partners in this 2019? Like those, maybe they're still teenagers, so they are trying to get into this relationship thing. What could you say to them?
For me, I would say that you need to first love yourself. Love yourself, appreciate yourself the way you are. Then the next person can take from where you've been. Be happy alone with yourself. Then the other person making you happy will just be a bonus. So that's what I would say for our viewers.
There you go. You have heard the secret. Love yourself first before you could love the other person next to you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.